Hey, what's up, everyone? Game Dad here, and in honor of Spider-Man 2 now officially being out, I thought that it would be fun to rank all of the major franchises from Insomniac Games, the creators of these newer Spider-Man games. And I gotta say, when I was going through the list and looking at all of the different Insomniac franchises, man, they have so many good franchises. So let's go ahead and dive in and get all of these ranked. So the first game up here is Disruptor. This was the first franchise that Insomniac Games released back in the day, and they wanted to go for a full motion video and FMV game, which, as you can see, they definitely did that here. The acting isn't as bad as some of the other kind of FMV games that there are, but I mean, the game is a Doom clone, and it was like hailed so much at the time that even John Romero thought that the game was pretty cool. And it is cool. It's definitely dated, but the gameplay, it's pretty solid, and that's why, in my opinion, this game gets a ranking of C. And the next franchise we have up is Spyro. Now, even with the very first Spyro game, this franchise was something magical, and it was super fun. They released Ripto's Rage next, and that game just improved on it in every way. Then with Spyro 3, I wasn't as big of a fan of it, and there were definitely some Spyro games that weren't as great in my opinion. But then they came out with the Reignited trilogy recently, and that one was actually a lot of fun, and that's why Spyro games for me get a solid B. And here we have probably one of my favorite Insomniac franchises. That is the Ratchet and Clank franchise. These games, every single one that I've played, I have had an absolute blast with. These games are so fun and so easy to complete. Like, there isn't a lot of grinding that you have to do or anything. The stories are fun, the characters are fun, and the games are just amazing. And frankly, the latest version with Rift Apart is just an absolutely mind-blowing and impressive game. The Ratchet & Clank franchise for me gets an S. Up next, we have the Resistance franchise. And although I was never super into these games, they did come out around that time that I was playing these style of first-person shooter games. And it was cool, like Aliens and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, at this time, I was more into Halo and other games like that, brighter colors. But, I mean, the franchise is good. It has a huge fan base, and honestly, it would be cool to see another Resistance game come out on more modern consoles to see what Insomniac could really do with the technology. And for that, this game gets a ranking of B. Next up, we have Fuse, and honestly, before this video, I didn't even know this was a thing. I had never heard of this game, but watching some gameplay and stuff of it, it actually looks pretty darn fun. It's a squad-based shooter, and it's like everyone kind of has like their own superpower kind of thing. I haven't delved too deep into it, but overall, it looked like a really fun take on the genre, and I mean, it would be cool if I could find this game and see if I could still get it to play. But for me, right now, currently, it's just ranked as a C. Up next here we have Song of the Deep, and I might ruffle some feathers with this one. I will say the game looks good. It's kind of a fun concept. Honestly, I did not care for this game at all. I tried so hard to want to just enjoy and like and play this game, and I couldn't do it. It just wasn't something that grabbed my attention. I really wasn't having fun. It felt more like a chore to play it. But again, I know there are people that really, really like this game, and I mean, I guess I can see why. It's not my cup of tea. For me, this game gets a D. And next up, we have Sunset Overdrive. Now, this game had a ton of hype whenever it came out, and it looked really cool. It's got a really fun animation style, it's got a really quirky premise. They put so much marketing behind this game when it came out, and I've played it and it did not grab me. I don't know if the game was just way too overhyped and it couldn't live up to that, but overall, I mean, it wasn't that great of a game in my opinion. I know there's a ton of people that really enjoy this game, and it would probably be cool if they came out with another one just to kind of improve on things more, but overall for me, unfortunately, this one just gets a C. Now, here we have Spider-Man, or Marvel's Spider-Man. And before this, I think Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 was probably one of the best Spider-Man games we had ever gotten. Again, until this. This is an absolute masterclass in what a video game should be. The graphics were great, the physics were absolutely astounding, the story was excellent. and there was just so much game in this, and I absolutely love the Spider-Man, the Marvel Spider-Man game. It is so damn good, and this absolutely gets an S rank for me. Now, I'm including Miles Morales as its own franchise. Yes, it is a Spider-Man game, but it's an offshoot. And honestly, with all of the different movie things and the Spider-Verse and all that kind of stuff going on, I could see them definitely making more Miles Morales games and maybe even getting into all of that kind of, into the Spider-Verse kind of stuff with it. And that would be awesome. So I'm counting this as its own franchise, even though it is within Spider-Man and all of that. And honestly, the game was just as epic as Spider-Man. This game also gets an S. Now, I decided to include Wolverine in this. It is not out. There's nothing hinting at any kind of release dates or anything like that, but this trailer looked amazing. Wolverine games in the past have actually been kind of hit or miss, but with some good ones. And overall, if Insomniac is doing this, I'm definitely going to be on board. It's going to be awesome, and that's why, for me, tentatively, Wolverine gets an A. So there you have it, everyone. That is every single game franchise from Insomniac Games. They have had such a rich history in the gaming industry, and they have such amazing franchises, and I cannot wait to see how awesome the new Spider-Man 2 is, but also what games they come out with in the future. Now, if you liked today's video and you want to check out another recent video, then go ahead and click right here. And as always, I'm Game Dad. I thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later.